You ready, Chris?
Is
We're
Jordan coming? Is Jordan?
here.
No. He's not coming.
Everybody join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Do you want to lead us? Councilman. Or do?
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Doctor. Note that Councilman White is absent. Anybody we hear from him?
I think he's in Nevada or something.
Okay, work called him away. I think that's an excused absence, so. Things like that happen. Let that know that. Everybody know that Councilman Whitener is away on work and cannot make it. But we do have a quorum. Those who'd like to join me in prayer, please do. Lord, we ask for your guidance in what we do today. I know we're all looking forward to the betterment of our community that we serve. We appreciate all your guidance and all the blessings you've given the town of Shoshoni, which has been many. Thank you, Lord, in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Have a motion to approve the agenda.
I move that we amend the agenda. I was told the resolution is not ready. Or the Wyoming cardiopulmonary deal is not ready, so to remove that. Remove the 13A resolution and to add, I guess it would be, I don't know if it'd be new business or unfinished business to give the town attorney, have the town attorney negotiate the legalities of a contract
If it is needed, yeah, we'd like to be able to,
as needed, so
As
he
needed.
can go back and forth with their attorney.
yes. If
I
needed.
don't know if that would be under new business or unfinished business. I guess that'd be unfinished, I guess. So I move we add
C,
15C, WBC BRC contract.
it's been moved that we amend the agenda as Councilman Stetler stated. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Been seconded by Councilman Nordine. Discussion? Any discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion passed all in the affirmative.
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah,
I don't have an agenda. I don't have,
it's all your, oh, sorry.
no, it's not.
Yeah. It was unplugged, something you charge it.
Yeah.
I'll get you. I'm sorry about that. Sorry.
Yeah, she's not gonna be here.
Oh,
She has a better.
Do you want to did we approve the agenda or the amendment or the amending of the agenda?
Amended again.
You could read.
oh, then we motion to approve the amended agenda? No.
No, that was just a motion to amend the agenda.
Oh, okay, then we need to move to approve the amended agenda.
It's not gonna be here tonight.
Oh, you wanna? We need another amendment?
Skip over it.
Just skip over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm easy to get along with sometimes. But I got a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Councilman Stetter, second by Councilman Nordine. We approve the agenda as amended. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye. Will say motion pass all in the affirmative. And we'll move down 11. Linda Mans could not make it tonight, so she's not here for the presentation. Public Works.
We didn't approve the consent agenda.
Oh, we didn't? Oh, excuse me, I jumped right over it. Consent agenda. Jeez, I'm just trying to get this meeting over quick.
I appreciate that, but I'm having trouble with the packet here, finding the minute.
Yeah, I don't have my piece of paper I usually write on, and this computer makes it's hard enough for me to read paper. Approval of the minutes, June 23rd, July 9th, 2026, special meeting, August 14th, 2026. Kind of, do we want to split them out is my question before we move forward?
I'm reviewing the minutes from our regular meeting on July 14th.
Would July 9th was a special meeting. We have 3 meetings. So should we do one at a time?
I didn't get an email earlier this week, so I'm a little behind.
Okay,
I'm just trying to read through before approving or not.
want to still do all 3 of them at once?
It don't matter to me.
Let's do one. I would suggest one at a time.
That's what I'm thinking. And approval of the minutes, June 23rd, 2026. I have a motion to approve.
Move that we approve.
Been approved by Councilman Nordine. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Hartke. Discussion about the minutes, June 23rd, 2026. Any discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye. Aye, pose the same. Motion passed, all the affirmative. I believe that's a meeting July 9th. That a special meeting, July 9th? Special meeting, July 9th, 2026. I have a motion to approve.
Move we approve the minutes.
Been
Second.
approved by Councilman Stetler, seconded by Councilman Nordine, and we approve the minutes, July 9th, 2026. Any more discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose same, motion passed, only affirmative. July 14th, 2026. A motion to approve the meeting.
So moved.
Been moved by Councilman Stetler, second by Councilwoman Hartke. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, oppose the same. Motion passed, all in the affirmative. Approval of the bills, July 15th, 2026 through July 28th, 2026. Have a motion to approve the bills.
I move that we approve the bills.
Been moved by Councilman Nordine. We approve the bills. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Stetler. Any further discussion?
Just give me a minute. Please.
Any further discussion?
Seems like a short list.
Pardon?
I kind of thought so too.
End of the month.
Did, is the final payment on that for, I forgot the final payment for, is it LCI?
Yeah, it's right there. 27,769.12.
Mike, did you have a? Is that the one you were concerned about?
Yeah.
Could you please come up and to the podium?
Good evening, Mayor, council members. Yeah, on LCI, they, for your final payment, I don't think you should pay them. They didn't finish that, road upon top they were supposed to repair it. When they were cleaning the tank, waste management guy kind of spun out on the geogrid mat that's in place up there. And there was supposed to be 6 inches of grade J road base, but there was only like 1 inch on it. And Lisa's got in contact with Ryan, and he said he would be up there. So she contacted him last Thursday, on the 16th. And he was supposed to be there Friday on the 17th, but he hasn't showed up to date to repair that, to cover that grid back up, and put more material on it. So he hasn't, they're not finished up there. When I checked it on Monday, there's another spot further down from that first one. It's showing too. That grid is showing. I got just wind blowing it off. But like I said, it's only about like 1 inch on it. There should be 6 inches
Yeah, there's,
in material. There's 6 inch lift on it, but it's only like 1 inch.
We want that right.
So that's what I'm concerned about.
appreciate you, Mike, catching that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
I make a motion that we remove LCI final pay application number 4 from the.
Have a
bills.
motion. And by Councilman Stetler, remove pay app number 4 LCI, second by Councilman Harkey. Any further discussion?
Yeah, so the idea would be they're gonna come back and finish the project, right? To our specifications.
Yeah.
So I would, rather than canceling the check, since it's ARPA and the ARPA reimbursement, if we wait this and pay it later, we're not gonna get the money back. So they have to fix it so we could hold it and not void it. If they complete the job, then we can release it at that point. But just completely voiding it and waiting for another council meeting, we're gonna run up against the deadline for ARPA. So if they don't fix it, we'll just void it and the attorneys can deal with that. But if we are gonna end up paying it, is my point, if we are gonna end up releasing it for payment, if they complete the project and it's signed off by Lisa, we can hold the check and reprocess it at a later date. Or just reconsider it for approval at a later date.
Or we could.
We, we don't have to rewrite a check. We're just not releasing it for payment.
We're just table.
Well, that's what I'm saying to do. I mean, because the motion was to void the check.
No, to remove it from the bill.
Yeah,
approve
remove from the
bill list,
bills.
and then
That's,
we could approve it separately with a contingency to release it.
yes.
I guess I could have done that in this.
Well, I thought that's what you meant.
That's what I wanted, some authority to hold the check.
I'd like to rescind that motion to better word it, to make the motion that we hold check number, whatever it is, 24,622 until the engineer signs
Sure.
off the work's been properly completed.
I'll second that.
Then moved and second that we withhold the check for payment until the work is completed.
And if I might add to that, also the approval of Mike. So he checks it to make sure that it is adequately done. So he represents the town. of
Yes, he
Scott,
does.
So it makes sense for him to be
Yes.
involved in that with the engineer when they get it done. So
What he said.
Yeah, with Mike's approval that they,
Yeah.
Right.
they may have a lot that's only 1 inch instead of 6.
Right.
Yeah. So. Very, very good. So it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? None being all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion, it's all the same though, same thing. There's. Now we're down to department head report.
The bill list?
Huh?
You couldn't bill list?
Well,
What do we
I
do with it?
rescinded it to that we approved the bills with the caveat, we hold that check until it's done.
I
think
think we got
that's
it
what I
all in
meant
one
to do.
swap. I think.
Being a mayor in Pennsylvania. On our meters, while Barton's reading meters, he's testing them with the touchpad reader we have with the wand. I had him and Melissa work with Patrick of Core and Main last Wednesday or last Thursday. And he upgraded the system that's on Melissa's computer. And Bart is telling me that a lot of the meters that weren't reading are reading now. They're working. So he's out there checking all of them and he's giving a count of how many pits and how many are inside the houses. But he said a lot of them, they said that never read before are reading after they upgraded the system on the computer. So when he's done, I'll have a count. But he's on this side of town now, on the south side. It's taking him a while. Because he has to go across spaces and get the numbers off of them. Just to make sure he's double checking everything. So whatever was that most of the computer was never upgraded. This program that's in there. Patrick's the one that programmed it, reprogrammed it. And it's got some of the meters reading now.
That's some good news.
Yeah, because he couldn't get no reading out on muskrat number 6, and I asked him about that one today. He said, it's reading now, he said. Because then I asked him about muskrat number 8. He said, yeah, that one's reading too. But I told him, I said, that one has 2 meters in front. I said, being them put a meter on the outside, but there's another meter on the inside. And I told him, check muskrat number 10. I think that's a 1.5 meter in that one. That one should be reading. That one was reading before. It should be reading too. But once he gets done, I'll have a better count. Better feeling on what meters are working, what's
Yeah.
not working. And then me and Mike will go and with the 10 we got, we'll go replace the bad ones. Bart said he'd come across a couple of them that the wires were cut, but he spliced them and they started reading too. They were under the house. He said he found one under the house. He said it was cut.
Wonder if the mice bit the wires in two
I don't know.
or the.
Anything could
centipedes.
happen underneath the house. It's under the house where he's been finding them. But he's been repairing them too. So he'll probably be at it again tomorrow. That's about all I have.
Question for you. Yeah. Talk a little bit, we had some recent lightning strikes at 2 wells, correct? Here a couple, 3 weeks ago,
Lightning strikes?
yeah.
Yeah, that was it knocked out 2 transformers.
Yeah.
At well 2 and well 5.
But the good thing, it didn't get the pumps.
Yeah, it didn't hurt those
That was part of the
things they got
design.
up on top must work.
That was part of
that
our
little-
design
It looked like a
before,
little I don't know, the little fudgy thing sitting up on top
yeah.
on each corner. That's supposed to keep the lightning strike away. I forget what he called them, but they sit on each corner of the pump.
Last lightning strike, we brought a pump and that was about $20,000. So,
But it didn't hurt them.
yeah, that was part of the design.
Yeah.
No,
Because that was all we was waiting for, to see if they would work once they got the transformers replaced.
I was talking to a state rep employee that, was really bragging about the water system that we put in. And, he said he was down at the recent water meeting that you were at, the state, they're looking at, copying what we did here. This, I forget the state water, Wyoming Water, is it Water Development Commission, or one of their reps was telling the state employee that, at Shoshoni, it didn't have the best, system. Now in the state, definitely one of the best on what we've got completed. We're not done with it, but
Yeah,
with what we've done with our wells, our SCADA system is amazing. We wouldn't have been able to do that SWAT working on the tank without spending a lot of money on bladders if we wouldn't have had that. And you, Mike, and Bart figured out how to run that. Yeah, first day was some hiccups, but after that, you did really well and able to manage doing that swap without buying bladders and pumps, and would cost the town a lot of money. You saved the town a lot of money, you, Mike, and Bart, by doing that. But without that new SCADA system, never been able to do it.
On that old one, we wouldn't have done it. This new one, you can play with it.
Yeah.
I figured it out.
Yep. Costs a lot of money, but here, just in the last few months, it's probably saved us $80,000 to $100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it works pretty good now.
no, but
Yeah, like I said, the lightning things they got up on top of it saved the pumps.
yeah,
We're good.
that's what they were supposed to do. Yeah, but
Yeah, that's it. They're
Yeah.
designed to do.
okay. Anything else? I just wanted to bring that up. So I recently
No,
had someone bragging about the system. I just wanted to bring that up, and I knew about the lightning strikes.
Yeah, there's some people that say that they like those. That's been in there and looked at them.
Yeah,
They like them.
the state's pretty impressed with them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If I may, that.
yes,
Our
Councilman.
wood sign that was west of town that's damaged. Is there anything we,
Broken in half down here.
who made that?
I don't even know.
I forget, they're out of Casper. I can find out.
Yeah, well, I don't know what area.
Well, the one east of town broke now too. I just seen that here, like,
You get weather and wind probably snaps them. I don't know.
What if we go with metal, like we see all these horses on the side of the road in Buffalo, and wouldn't that maybe be a better way?
well, it might be,
I guess we'll have to.
Stand up a little better.
or rock.
Okay, I didn't know if it was salvageable or if it's just.
It's kind of split right down. Right down the lettering. 2 pieces.
I don't know.
The
if
whole,
it
the whole
costs
board
us
is split.
Trying to put it back together.
You just split.
I didn't really.
I wonder,
About 5
Right.
years. Yes, go
yeah,
ahead.
I wonder if we, if we put it back together, it's gonna be a patch job, but we don't have anything to replace it right now.
Right.
So to me, it would make sense to put up a patch job with the goal of getting a better designed, more Shoshoni resilient,
Right, wind
weather, sort of sign in the, near future.
Right.
So I think people need to see a sign that says it's Shoshoni, but that's me.
And we try to glue it. Put some dowels in it or some biscuits.
Well,
Yeah.
couldn't you maybe even on the back side reinforce it on the back side? That's, you know what I mean?
I've just had a handful of people mention it a handful of times, so thought I'd bring it up if there's anything we could do.
Yeah.
To get them back in operation, we probably should.
I was actually gonna bring that up in my mayoral at the end.
Oh.
Especially when I seen the one on the east gone
Well,
too.
he's the man that we gotta talk to.
Yes,
So-
it is. Well, it's election year. I'm trying to score some brownie.
Oh, no, that's fair enough.
All kinds of signs up there.
I wonder if that's something Job Corps would look, they got
Well,
carpenters.
Mark, you're the Job Corps representative, the liaison.
I think they'd be very willing to look at
Look at-
doing something like that, and it's just, we certainly can, but then they know what we want to do.
Sure.
Remember, part of what we're trying to do with Job Corps too is come up with a list of projects we'd like them to consider and then sit down and talk with them and see
Right.
what they could do. This certainly could be on that list.
Later about that.
Yeah,
I got an idea
Okay,
that's not on the agenda.
well, if it's metal, we could just fish plate it,
It's true.
but I'm thinking of doing the same thing with that. Anyway, yeah, great. Anything else from Mike, anybody?
Mr. Mayor, did we have citizens' comments? Did we go through that? Because I don't remember doing that. I don't know if anybody wants to come
Oh,
up.
communication from citizens.
Yeah,
We got two places. Anybody want to speak early? Now? Anybody online?
speak now.
We got other,
Yeah, okay.
yeah,
I just didn't, we didn't
yeah.
really cover that. I just want to make sure it was addressed.
Oh. I lost my place.
Sorry.
Senior center lease or senior housing lease.
What is it under? I lost my
15
spot.
unfinished business,
Pardon?
15 unfinished business. senior housing.
Unfinished business, senior housing. Did we have the contract? Marshall go over the and have some verbiage changed in the contract? Please, that's what that was about.
Is that something you want me to address, Joel?
Was that, we had
Said-
something to do.
is that-
Housing with him working on some change in the senior housing?
Yeah, the last bit of changes that you all wanted, I know I included them and sent them back to the clerk. I don't know where that's at with you all, but I did include those changes. I think there was a question of whether or not the fee for late payment should be $5 or $7 per day. But to me, that's just something that you can change within the contract. I didn't necessarily don't need to redraft the contract for you to change that.
Why, I don't know what the changes were. I just thought Kim was working on something. But if that's something we could do, you're saying we can do that internally without changing the contract, is what you're saying, Marshall?
Yeah, as far as the $5 or $7, and then the one thing that I know the change that I had made that was sent back was whether or not there was a first or last month's rent deposit and security deposit. It basically just took those out and then gave the clerk the ability to determine how the security deposit should be paid.
Believe that's what we agreed to.
If I may.
Yes, please, Councilman Stetler.
Oh, the security deposit described in section 3.3, $650, but the change was, and this was you and Councilman Whitener's deal. All such amounts are due on or before the commensurate date unless otherwise expressly agreed in writing by the landlord. For the avoidance of doubt, the security deposit is separate from and in addition to the first and last month's rent. Notwithstanding any contrary, basically says the administrator may allow payments based on the income. It gives the leeway, so no, you don't have to have it right up front. That was what you're
Right, it's
concern.
just the first months and the.
first and last.
No, we didn't say last.
No.
No, we didn't.
Or,
Mm-mm.
I see, that was the security deposit.
Yeah, it was
Right,
only
it'll-
the security, should only be the security deposit. That's still in there. We can take that out, but I thought the final version I sent had taken that out. So
I
there's
guess
4 or 5
there
different versions floating around. I'm not sure which one you guys have.
Yeah, cause the utilities weren't to be raised and it was just the rent. And then the security deposit, which they could make payments on that.
Oh, you're right. That's what, you're right. There's no last here. Mentions last. It says the security is separate from the first month or the last month rent. That's what it says.
Councilman, would you, I need to go to the bathroom. Would you
Sure.
do this for me?
Yes, sir.
I shall return.
Oh, I just give me that gavel over here.
We're going to read it.
But it doesn't call for a last month.
Mm-mm.
And now it's you guys'
Yeah, we just felt.
I
that was 2
understand.
months, remember?
first month, and then you deposit that can be made payments depending on income and such. Is there any other concerns we had?
Just that we didn't raise the utilities unless they got over that way too high.
Right.
And I don't think we did a pet deposit either, did we?
There's a bit of fun in here.
There is?
Yeah, it just doesn't have the exact amount in there.
That's better, my mates. I just let a pet stay.
Yeah, and if you scroll back up, I believe the utilities is blank.
That's what I was trying to find.
Yeah, you just passed it.
Yeah, it still has tenants shall be responsible for.
Yeah, that's blank. So I mean, if you want to vote, have that as 0, you can state it's a 0, but or we can delete that totally out of there. Or if there's addendum as stated otherwise.
So the part on the utilities, there's a blank for the clerk to fill in.
Right, it was supposed to be like 200 of that money covered it and anything over that, right? Like, do you?
Yeah, allowance. Yeah, utilities.
Cause I think some of them only did like $10.
Just have to delete 1 and 2, and then 3 is landlord shall provide. And just put it.
Right.
Get rid of 1 and 2, and then 3, just add the clause in there that the landlord pays the utilities to a certain point, and they're responsible for anything over that.
If I may advise, I would leave it the same and just follow the first sentence that says unless otherwise stated in a written addendum. And I would just include an addendum stating the actual rates, because that can change. I would leave it as an addendum that can be changed.
Or if you feel the base rate is 0, they just got to put a 0 there.
Yeah, I don't know what went wrong with my computer. I do not.
Touched it.
I don't know, but it's not, I go back in the message, it should bring it up. It's dealing stuff in January. There we go.
Said you touched it.
Well, I hit messages and I thought where I went. That's why I like it paper. I'm busy, I had to print it, I would have had one printed out. So we've got it all worked out on senior housing?
I don't see any issues. I think,
Okay, move down to B, strategic plan.
So,
Do we have
Mr.
to
Mayor, do
vote
we
on
need to vote on the acceptance of the lease?
Oh. I thought you already did.
No,
no.
Okay, that's what I said, we got it all done.
Oh, we got it all hashed out, the concern.
Can I have a motion
I move would approve the new senior housing lease
I'll second it.
as described? Or as
Yeah.
discussed,
as presented.
as presented? Been moved by Councilman Stetler, second by Councilwoman Hardkey. Any further discussion? None being all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose the same. Motion passed all the affirmative. Strategic plan. We working on that, Councilman Nordine?
Well, matter of fact, I had been, several months ago, before we started our budgetary process, creating a budget for this year. We brought this forward and it was at that point said that we would discuss it
Right.
during budget. That never happened. And it, for multiple reasons, it's just, we had enough going on with the budget. It just wasn't going to realistically happen, I don't think. So I think it's something I'd like to see done, and I can't imagine why the town
Agree.
would like to see it done. But it's not just the strategic plan, but it's also the follow-up master plan as well. And I can tell you, so I'm thinking, because when we talk about, if you go through the strategic plan, there's parts in here that would help my A2A committee and myself with the shooting range responsibilities. And the idea is that it's kind of defined as to what we're trying to do, where we want to go, who we are, but it's also, a part of a master plan, which is a facility plan. And that facility master plan would work really great along with the strategic plan for grant applications, because they want to see mission statements and vision statements and values of the town. I mean, all these are part, at least for the state. I mean, there are a list of required documents and would like to have documents as long as distinguished. And these two documents, a strategic plan and a master plan, are two documents which are essential for in a town according to WHAM, and then also they would be essential in grant applications.
Right.
It's trying to show that we're not a fly-by-night organization. We have our act together. We know where we want to go, and we know what big things we're trying to get done. I mean, that's what these plans do, and they're not just to be framed and put on the wall. They're actually to be used and throughout the entire year and the time period before they get updated. So, I mean, they're essential in my thinking, and I think reasonable thinking, that we need to have those and have those approved. So we need to have working plans. Right now, we have suggestions, but we have no working plans. And so that needs to be nailed down. And so I'm open to how we do it, but I just think, I know with just this grant that one of the things that no doubt hurt us on the grant application, there were some, few other minor tweaks, but the grant application for the Wyoming Outdoor Recreation Tourism and Trust Fund grant, that part of that issue is just, I think, confidence in the town. And a strategic plan and a master plan that includes rifle range components or other recreation components is essential for a good score on scoring our grants. So they need to get done. I mean, let me just say, they need to get done. So anyway, I don't know how we want to do this. I mean, it's really up to the body to decide, but I mean, we could hash it out in a meeting like this. We could have a side meeting, like a Thursday night meeting. We love Thursday nights. Tammy loves those as well. Sorry, Councilwoman Tammy. But anyway, I know. I'm open to. I'm saying I don't care how we get it done. It's just got to get done.
Would CWC be an asset to help us work on this?
I think we can do this ourselves.
Okay,
I really do. We don't. I mean, a consultant I don't know why we would need them. This has. We've all worked, I certainly have worked strategic plans before. Chris, I know has that, a master plan. You have too as well, Mr. Mayor. And they're just, it's what we want to be and where we want to go as a town. And I think there should be public meetings on this too. We could come up with a document that, that's what I tried to do early on. That kind of went to the wayside. Again, budget process kind of took over. But people need to know about this. We need to get comments from people so we can say the public's aware, our citizens are aware. I mean,
We did that the last one we did. We had multiple public meetings.
and what I've met with, and you were there at the school district meeting, the chamber, we were there at the chamber, for that discussion. So those were two places we went with the strategic plan, and they have copies of those. There were no concerns with what we had written, so there's two of that, but then, what about, just our general citizenry, just being able to make comments, and maybe that's a senior center discussion, or other places. We could sponsor things here, but citizens need to be involved, at least be given the opportunity to be involved.
Yeah, last time we did it at town hall, we also, at the town plaza. Had meetings there. And we
If it
might
were-
even furnish drinks and stuff, I don't know.
If I may.
Yes, please.
So what's your concerns with the strategic plan that's in this packet?
What's my concern for? We need a document that defines,
That's not what,
this has never been approved.
so if we were to approve it, then we would have one.
We would.
And what are your concerns with approving? I mean, you didn't just sit down and write all this. You've been working on it and you've had help and input, and you put a lot of effort in it. It's not like you sat down with a martini and made it. It's really good.
Well, as far as the plan itself, I like the plan.
I like it.
I think it's a good plan.
I do too. I mean,
Yeah.
why
So-
can't we just adopt that?
Um,
Is my question, or do you not, is that not what you're looking?
I don't want to be accused of pushing, or I don't think we as a group want to be accused of pushing something through without adequate citizen opportunity
That's
for
right.
input.
More input.
And so I think that input aspect is important,
Correct.
So perhaps we could post it and say we're gonna adopt it in 2 weeks.
If that's okay for the council, I'm fine with that.
Well, that would give everybody adequate time to
Review.
review it and have any input. We've got to put a timeline, like you said, it fell by the wayside months ago.
It did, yeah.
So I think, I have a couple inputs.
Okay.
Some of the bullet points don't line up. I don't know if that was on purpose, and some of them have double spaces instead of single spaces. But other than that, that was fantastic.
Okay. I think it has to look like a document that we reviewed and is consistent and we cared about and we spent the time on it. So making even those formatting changes shows that. I mean, you found those, which, and when you're looking at a document, if you find formatting issues, you go, well, did they really look through this? I mean, so it sends the wrong message.
Yeah.
So those type of comments are essential.
I would propose that we could post it somewhere. We could probably post it on the website or something.
Right.
That we intend to approve this at our next regular meeting. Any concerns or input, please make them known.
Right.
That be a suitable. And that puts a definite timeline unless there's issues that are brought up.
I think so. I think that's a great idea. I mean, get it out there, get it out that way. The other groups have seen them. Let's just make sure everybody can has a chance on it.
On input if
Yeah.
there's something that,
How about we put it in the mayoral letter?
Sure.
Ship it out on the
when does
mayoral
that
letter.
go out?
Huh?
When does that go out?
Next week?
So we could even make it the second meeting in
1
August.
month or
Yeah, 1 month.
But we put that out and that get to most of the people.
I think that'd be great. I think that'd be great. And so
And post it, not everybody reads them.
Right, sure.
I hang on every word that's.
But anyway, that'd get out to, should get it out to a lot of people.
And then 1 month, our second meeting in August, we approve it unless there's,
Right.
I think that's fine. Then the follow on to this is creating a new master plan. And, you know, I would say that's not me. You know. Is it you? The new master plan? That's what you've talked about in the past, so. And
One task at a time.
not an issue at all, right? So. But I know selfishly, you know, from my A2A committee. The master plan needs to have a section that's pretty well laid out for the shooting range. And goals for the shooting range. And that's something I would certainly be willing to pen and put together. But the rest of that is, frankly, that's beyond, I believe, my scope.
You got a copy of the master plan, right?
This,
Yep,
da-da-da. Yeah, I do.
that was what, done in
21, 5 years ago.
yeah. So it should be done at least
Yeah,
every 5 years.
It's time.
Yep.
What?
So we got a plan to get to the master plan.
We do.
Oh, we have a new website too. It's working.
Yes,
Is that when's the launch for that?
It's already launched.
it's launched.
So, okay,
Townshoshoni.org.
well, yeah, been on there recently. I haven't seen, well, this last week. What day was it? Yesterday or
Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon? Okay.
The old one still technically works, but it's gonna eventually link you to the new one if you go to it. Because we don't own that domain. It was owned by Civic Plus, and so we just created our own domain that we own through what we already have.
Right.
That we purchased through Google. So that's Townshoshoni.org.
oh, hey, that is kind of nice.
And posting this on there, like we talked about, would really make sense. So, Mr. Ringer, if you put it in your letter, and
Yeah.
then we in there mentioned, if you would, you know,
Right,
the idea of the second meeting,
Sure.
we'll take a vote on it here, make amendments as we need to. And then if it could get posted on the website for people to refer to,
Guess that'd be August 25th.
Okay.
Pending approval, August 25th, unless there's.
right.
Okay.
Got the plan.
that would work. Thank you.
Thank you for putting all that work in. Appreciate it. New business. Vacate the alley near the senior center.
We added unfinished business C.
Oh, unfinished business was C. What was it?
To give our attorney the authority.
Oh, the attorney,
Negotiate with the,
if needed. With the Wyoming County Polymary's attorney, so attorneys can talk to attorneys if needed.
yeah. How would that motion need to be worded?
I think just like what you said. That we give our attorney,
Which I thought he would have anyways, but I guess this just,
I thought he did too with my conversations with him. But he said he'd like to have the blessing from the governing body.
well, I make a motion that to give our town attorney the authority to negotiate the legal terms of potential contract for the Wyoming cardiopulmonary deal with their attorneys.
Can I have a second? Been moved by Councilman Stadler,
I'll second.
second by Councilwoman Hart, Key, beat you by, seen her lips moving. Beat you by a split second. That's that we give our city attorney. Marshall Keller. The authority to negotiate in for the town of Shoshone to make sure everything is legal and up to snuff.
He knows how, I'm pretty
Yes.
sure he knows how the sentiment of what we feel we need
Sure,
as far as protecting the town.
correct.
And he understands all the legal
Yes,
lingo to make sure that whatever and I was in a discussion with a citizen about this earlier. It's like, some people are against the Wyoming cardiopulmonary deal and some people are for it, but the fact of the matter is we don't even have the final product. So we cannot even make a decision on whether or not it's good or bad for the town. So hopefully Marshall can negotiate what we need to protect the town so that the town's
Correct.
not in a bind.
correct.
Mind if I speak here and just kind of
Please go ahead, Marco.
Yeah, I just want to clarify what's being asked. So I want to be very clear. I am not negotiating material terms. I don't think consider it negotiating. That's why I don't like the word negotiating, but I think I do need authorization for me to discuss the fine legal terms of the contract with any other attorneys outside of the town directly, whether it's the AG's attorneys and the attorneys that work for the Wyoming Business Council or the attorneys for the for Wyoming Cardiopulmonary. I just want to make sure I have that authorization to work with the other attorneys, not negotiate. I am not there to negotiate any material terms. I just want to be able to, if I'm asked, to work with the other attorneys to have the authorization with the council to do so.
That was your motion, wasn't it?
Well, that's what I meant. I didn't mean to haggle over the nickels and dimes, but to make sure that the legal wording
Protects the town.
protects the town.
Yep.
Was the intention of the
Yes.
motion.
Okay, thank you.
And that was second by Councilman Archie. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Those same motion passed, all in the affirmative. Now we go down to new business, vacate alley near the Shoshoni Senior Center. Do you want to address that, Ken, or?
Well, yeah.
Could you come up? Could you come up speaking to the mic for us? You're awful soft spoken anyway.
Sorry.
Want to make sure everybody got you on
Ken
record.
Tundle. I'm on the board with the Senior Citizens Service District Board. And it was a question as to if it needed to be even vacated. There's only one place in town that alley exists, and that's for one block on the south side of the highway going to Casper. There's no other alley anywhere to the north.
Yeah, the only alley is south, between the Lucky Five and the Yellowstone Drug.
Yeah,
But,
otherwise,
but
from
but that hadn't been used to the alley.
the
and-
main highway. Well,
and
there's not
north
any-
of it's the
there's
park.
not any alley clear across town from the
Right.
highway north. So whether it has to be vacated or
Well,
not, I have no idea.
It still shows up as an alley with the county. If you get on map server, it
Oh,
still
does it?
shows up an alley, but no one's used it as.
Where-
So are you talking north to south
Right.
Between.
through the
Second and-
park and right through?
Right,
Mhm.
We talked about that and Buddy had said that there was utilities ran through there is why we didn't.
so,
Unless I'm
Well,
confused.
no, that's very well
Well,
could be.
no, there is utilities.
And so the thought of if we vacate the
Vacate
alley, do we vacate the easement?
Access, right. We could still have an easement and vacate the alley, but I don't know if we need to, no, I don't know what the.
I don't know what you feel like you need to do, but
Who owns the senior
it,
center?
the alley doesn't go anywhere
The
beyond
town does,
So
this
that-
highway.
And the town owns the park.
yes,
So
but
we
the
wouldn't-
land next to the,
And then
The
the
senior
town
center
owns
owns it.
the city yard down there too, and there's no alley there, and you go on across and there's no alley in the next 4 blocks, 3 or 4 blocks.
but the land adjacent to the west, the senior center or senior center district, which owns that?
No,
You
the
bought
senior
it, didn't
center
you?
owns it.
The senior center owns it? Yeah. Cause they bought it, the land to the west.
Yeah, okay.
And if, the only thing is, and that, correct me if I'm wrong, but all of that would do is move that equipment to the west and leave that spot through there that nobody's gonna use anyway. It's not gonna interfere with any of the utilities that's there.
Well, I'm,
It's just handy if it's next to the building though.
well, I meant about if we ever had to dig up to repair a water line or any of that. I don't,
I think so too.
that was my only concern is if we needed a easement for any underground utilities there, which I was under the impression there was. But if there's not, then
There's a gas line that comes from somewhere
Right.
on that side of the building,
Mhm.
along with the overhead.
Sewer line goes through there.
Sewer line?
Oh, through the west side?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe we just leave it as is.
well, if the
We could
senior,
identify where they're at and see if it would interfere.
if the senior center wants the alley vacated, if they just give us
Easement,
an easement for utilities where the alley would have been and then vacate it. Why not get it off the maps? There's no issues.
Mind if I say something here real quick?
please do.
Yeah, vacating an easement for the town is not as easy as it sounds. So even if it's on the map, someone's gonna have to do a title search and then and what typically happens then is when you abandon, the property line gets split by both property owners. Unless they want, and the town won't get involved in it, they're gonna have to decide on how that's gonna get surveyed and split. But it's not as easy as just getting it off the map.
The town knows.
Should we research that a little more before we make a decision or
Maybe.
with that is identify
identify where the
where the
utilities are? Yep,
and what it's problem that caused it went one
Right.
way or the other.
Yeah, I believe you're gonna actually have to survey, or you're gonna have to have someone do an actual title search and then have the easement as the town, as it's actually platted, surveyed. And then, I'll have to go back and look at the statutes, but I may be wrong on this, but I believe all neighboring parties to that easement are gonna have to be notified, and if any of them object, you're gonna have to have hearings and everything else.
the property owner, it would just be the city and the senior center would be the two property owners affected.
Second.
Yeah, it's gonna be all potential adjoining property owners.
That would take
In
care of it.
any and all directions.
That's it.
Okay.
Further research. Thank you, Marshall. Appreciate it as always.
Yep.
Keep us out of trouble.
Well, I'm keeping whoever is gonna end up coming back and using that, if that property ever transfers, saving them a pain. So just you wanna make sure it's done correctly or it can muddy the title.
Agreed.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, not on that. Thanks. Thanks for letting me interject on that.
Well, I appreciate it. That's we need your guidance. more times than not. Senior center generator. Please,
Evening. My name is Monty Schaff. I'm electrical engineer with Engineering Design Associates out of Casper. I work for the senior center. They hired me to design a new generator system for that building they occupy that you own apparently. I was told some of you may have got a copy of the drawings and had time to review them possibly, but I brought another set if anybody wants to look at them, but I just came to kind of discuss the design, what we would be doing, and answer any questions you might have concerning that. Would anybody like a copy to look at? I only brought one copy, I apologize, but hopefully you can share.
I sent the documents to him and to Joel as a chat.
yes, I've seen it.
So essentially, the design includes adding a generator and an automatic transfer switch sized appropriately to provide power for the entire building. Loads were investigated of the building with the utility to determine what that size would be. And then additional capacity was added for possible future loads. Right now, part of the discussion, the previous discussion on the alley is because of where we would like to locate that generator. Currently on those drawings, it's shown right next to the building, which is in that alleyway. It can be moved to the other side of that alley if we need to, but it wouldn't be that difficult. It just would increase the feeder length, the copper, the wire, the conduit and stuff length. So it increased cost a little bit, but keeping it next to the building out of the way of people parking and
Running over it.
Yeah. So essentially, we would intercept the power utility that goes into the building and add a new automatic transfer switch with a new breaker to feed the building that would be connected to the generator. So that generator would provide power for the entire building. So it's a pretty simple design. There's not much to it, and it would be a natural gas generator. The meter is right there on the back corner of the building, right, also close to where the generator is shown being located.
Do you want to look at it more?
Sure.
Um,
I can't get the email, but this is a lot easier to see. Or to
That's, yeah,
comprehend.
I apologize. I should have brought more copies, but
My parents
Um,
got something similar, same thing, but for their residential, and their neighbors called up, said something about the power being out, and they didn't know. Never even noticed.
yeah, this has been reviewed by the state fire marshal and approved for construction. Currently, it's in the hand of 3 electricians, and we're waiting on some pricing. But wanted to get your guys' eyes on it and see if you had questions. It's your building, so it requires, I assume, your approval.
I think this is a real good thing. It's a emergency center there.
I got a couple questions.
Please.
What's the timeline on this? Are we looking? And the reason that's relevant is once I saw Tammy pointed it out right off the bat, it's like, well, that's the alley deal. That's the concern. So we're gonna,
It's not going to be quick.
'cause
It'll
we're gonna-
probably be a year from now before it will, into next time, because the lead time on the generator and the transfer switch is going to be several weeks or months to be able to get that equipment here. So that would be the key factor in how fast it would be able to go.
I just didn't want the alley issue to be the holdup.
I don't believe that's going to be the holdup here. And like I said, we can easily move the generator
Oh,
30 feet to the west. on the other side of the alley, add a couple more bollards around it. To
I'm
keep
all
it,
for abandoning the alley. As long as we do it right and the
Right.
utility issue, potential any future utility issues are planned for.
So. Mr. Mayor,
Yes, please.
so. I wasn't aware of this, so you said it's an emergency center,
It is.
and so that's why we would need to have the backup then.
That'd be a reason.
A reason, what are the other reasons?
What if they want, well, if I wanted to go down and have lunch and the power was out, I could still go down and eat lunch there. That's an important thing.
Freezers and coolers.
Yeah, you got
keep them
meat.
running.
Yeah,
If you have citizens in the community that depend on oxygen, CPAP machines, any of the above, you have the highway closed because of an accident or a snowstorm, and you have several people needing to keep warm. That's our main intent right there.
So we're talking about something totally catastrophic that takes days to take care of. It sounds like.
Nobody ever knows.
or just over. Remember the
22, 23 when power
Correct.
was out.
40 below zero.
The only thing that saved us was our little generator.
Short term, just the accident that happened a while back going to Casper, no road until what, 3 in the morning or something? But my main concern is for citizens that require oxygen or CPAP machines that are life saving. The senior center has been designated the emergency.
Yes. I think it's a great addition.
Take care of our community.
And if we need to have it surveyed and everything like that, I'm sure the senior center would be willing to pay for the surveying and all of
Service
that.
district.
You bet.
There's a
Service district.
separation.
Yeah, there
between-
is. Yeah, the service district.
So Monty, when you said that you build it over or, known usage, I guess, power consumption. So what, 20%, 50%, 100%?
Good question. I don't remember off the top of my head. So current load on that generator would be about 138 amps for on the building, about 130 amps. And the generator is just over double that
Okay,
size. So it's double what the building is currently using for power. That's including all their air conditioning, coolers, freezers, everything, kitchen equipment, so.
That's a big generator.
It's not huge, but it's 100 kW on the.
we'd have more capacity with a large generator, right?
what's that?
We'd have more capacity with a larger generator.
I wouldn't recommend going bigger than this.
Yeah.
You can underload a generator and it causes problems with the generator. If you got too little load on it. So I would not recommend going bigger than this generator.
Just it was brought up that it's an emergency situation, right? And so it's not just the people that use it normally, but it's also other people coming in and probably at least doubling, if not tripling the population inside in an emergency situation, right?
Where
So
fire capacity is of the building. I assume there's things that can be overlooked in an emergency,
So. Yeah, the capacity of the generator that we're sizing. Will be more than enough to handle if people have to come in with oxygen machines or CPAPs or whatever and plug them in, more than enough to handle that additional load.
And even freezers, I mean, they can.
If they bring
can Go
in,
for a day or two, I mean, without real issues.
Right.
You know. They can, you know,
um,
it's that,
depend on how much you're in and out of them.
Right, if you open the door.
But if they're cooking meals and stuff, but they could add additional freezer capacity or refrigerator capacity or whatever, still be fine on this size generator, so.
Double what we need now.
And that's based on the peak load over the last 5 or 10 years is what I got from the utility company, the maximum load that the senior center has used over that time period. So it's pretty,
even that's probably high. right?
that's
Yeah,
probably high. Their average is quite a bit lower than that.
You want this back or do I give it?
You
to
guys can keep it.
It's yours.
Mr. Mayor, if I may.
Yes.
So I guess what I'm not clear on is I do understand the alley deal. As far as the generator. What action are we looking for from us?
We own the building,
We own the building.
So to just,
permission.
oh,
That's all we're trying to do.
oh, all right, well. And you got, and it's the senior district that's funding the project.
Yeah, we're not.
No cost for the town.
Yeah, okay, well, I make a motion to
Spend their money.
yeah, to spend your money to graciously approve the
Moved by
generator
Councilman
deal.
Steller
I'll
to
second it.
approval of the installation of the generator, second by Councilwoman Hardkey. Any further discussion?
I'm all for vacating the alley as quickly as it can be done properly.
I think it'd be pretty simple just to find out where the utilities are and then we know which way we have to go. That's okay, right?
Right, to locate.
Yeah, it could be quick. It should be quick.
That part of your motion also?
No.
Okay, just making sure, we got some clarity.
However,
Kim's listening, trying to. figure out.
however, if it was presented at the next meeting, exactly how we can properly do that, with a little more research, I'm certain it would
Would
pass.
look forward to passing that, yes.
Like Marshall said, if we've got to have a survey or
Right.
something like that,
Yeah,
it can be done. We just have to do it right.
right, agreed. So, any further discussion? We have a motion and second to approve to allow the senior center elected district to pay for and install a generator on the senior center, which the town of Shoshoni owns. Any further discussion? None being all in favor, say aye. Aye, both same motion passed all the affirmative. Year-end financials, Chris. Not you?
I'm just presenting it.
Thank you.
He's on vacation.
Could you get one of my cards when you leave and give me a call tomorrow?
Sure, where is it located? Okay,
If you go out the front, yeah, there's some out there.
I'll grab them, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm just presenting it since she's on vacation, but basically in a nutshell, our revenues were spot on from general intergovernmental capital projects. Our ending balance for the year was 128,404 in the positive. Broken down. Biggest thing that we lost revenue on was interest earnings. Obviously, because of the projects, we use a lot of our money to pay for the projects and things of that nature. But police department actually exceeded the budget, so it kind of offset a little bit. So out of $1.162 million budget for revenue and general fund, we were off 17,000. I think that's,
I'll have to step that up.
I'm not perfect, okay? But um intergovernmental revenue, we were positive $18.49. So almost spot on for $534,000.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
Councilman.
do you have plans to make that perfect next year or?
I'll try.
Okay, I just wanted to know.
You're just the presentee, right?
Yeah. I mean, you guys have it, you can look through it, just kind of hitting the highlights. Capital project revenue, that's just because some projects weren't fully completed, so that one is dependent on monies that's wasn't used yet, or money hadn't came in yet from projects from reimbursement. Like the well house was $329,000 below. That's just because we hadn't received the reimbursement during that period. And we have 126,000 that was outstanding as well on for the year coming into this year. As far as the individual departments, mayor and council, you can look at them all. They're all under budget for expenditures. And then anything that was typically more than $1,000 is listed out here, a discrepancy of spending one way or the other, over or under. But the total number was under. And this is on our website. Anybody can take a look at their leisure. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking. In general, admin kind of got hit a little bit hard, so they actually were a little bit over. But end of year final reconciliation, some of that might get kicked over to the mayor and council because some of those expenses kind of crossed over. So capital projects, like I said, we had a lot of outgoing, incoming throughout the year. That trends one year to the next. Airport didn't have anything. Library, it's $82 under. Police department was $1,100 under budget. And also listed on this breaks down all the adjustments that were done throughout the year, so you can cross-reference those with our resolutions and everything else to fact check everything. If somebody was so inclined. Streets and alleys. Anyone that's on YouTube watching, I'm just stopping each one. You can pause at your leisure and read it if you want to read it more. There. So, but the big one outside of general fund is the water fund. So that one was actually 6,560.57 in the red. A lot of that comes down to expenses that were incurred, but not so much that, it was the revenue side. So this wasn't a spending problem, this was a revenue problem. Just want to be clear on that. So you can see that the expenditures was actually $19,000 below budget, and yet we're still $6,000 in the negative because it's a revenue problem, which has been rectified. Same thing with the wastewater. Again, under budget for expenses, not quite as much of a difference on the revenue side. But still 2,874.88 in the negative for the year. And that'll come from the reserve, the water and the wastewater. They'll transfer to the general fund since that's who covered those losses. And senior housing, again, that one was 13,898.89 over budget, mainly due to repair and maintenance and an abnormally high utility bill versus budget. Combined with having 3 units that were vacant for more than 2 months, so loss of revenue on that kind of combined to bring that together.
For all those units filled now?
All but one.
All but one,
Pardon?
if those, all of those units were filled now.
Now we just have the one open now. I think is, as far as I'm aware. I think we're gonna add or repair something in it.
Okay, then two of them rented recently then.
We did have 3 openings. We rented,
Well, I mean, yeah, we had, last I knew we still had 3 big one renting.
no, just one, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't run that stuff. So, but I'll find out.
Okay,
And senior housing, since we still have that. They received 7,123.46 in revenue from interest. But I want to caveat that with, that is our most recent number, is a delay in the accrual of the interest when it gets posted for the month, so it's actually more than that, for the interest, for the senior housing, or senior center, sorry, senior center. And then here's the full listing of the GLs as well. That's posted online for anyone to look at. Basically, with all the projects and everything coming in, we ended the year on the positive side. As we wrapped up all these projects. Or wrapping up all these projects, I should say. And this year, as you're aware, we actually budgeted in a savings into our budget this year for like 140,000, so. Building positively into the future, after these projects are done, for the next set of projects we have to do.
no, one of the things that really isn't shown up as budget, but which we do, is the depreciation fund. And for the water department and then the vehicle replacement fund. That's like a savings we put in that every year also.
Yeah, well, that comes from the surcharge,
Yeah,
from the ordinance, that goes into the vehicle replacement fund. And so part of that 128 positive is the surcharge that goes into their
Right.
account for vehicle replacement as part of the surcharge. And this year depreciation, both enterprise funds lost money, so nothing was put in the depreciation. In fact, money was taken out of their reserves to pay for that to the general fund, because the general fund essentially propped up the water and wastewater funds for those amounts for the year. And so that's something that we obviously corrected this budget year, so you're aware of, but that was the
Sure.
impact, that was the impetus for that whole discussion that we had.
correct. But that's something we didn't even have in the past.
Yeah.
Any questions? Any questions? Seeing none. Tammy, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I drove by the senior housing the other day. How come their wrap looks so bad? Over there. That's always looked really nice over there.
I think a big part of it was early on with the lack of watering as much. They're watering quite a bit more. And talking, they've also started having an infestation of ants that's been causing problems. One of the citizens did tell me that. But I believe they're watering quite a bit right now. And I don't know if I don't know, that property was fertilized also. I know we had other properties in town that the city owned was fertilized. So, but heat,
It's something we need to keep an eye on, because it used to be one beautiful place over there.
it's not that bad. I've been down there.
It didn't look so good the other day, that with all the big weeds and they haven't been cut.
I was down there, weeds were all cut, looking pretty nice. I was just down there Friday and I was there Sunday. Anyway, Jake,
I got nothing.
Mark,
Last council meeting, I said that I would go off and start looking into sound on the sound systems and trying to address
Yes.
our sound issues in this chamber. And so, there's a gentleman, River Sound, Bob Husa, who has been around sound for some time, and he's planning to come to a council meeting so we can kind of see the issues that we're dealing with. And thought he might be here tonight, but he has a friend that has some health issues and he's helping him out. So this was kind of if I can make it, I'll be here tonight.
Okay.
But he will be here at one of our upcoming council meetings for sure,
very good.
just to be able to hear. So we're making some progress until he really hears what's going on and sees our system. He can't really make any recommendations. So he will make recommendations for us. He can. And then what he'll do is have, I mean, he could even order equipment, get that in, but he won't be doing the installing. There's another person that'd be doing that. So anyway, that's of course with just what's coming, assuming the council approves.
Okay.
So, Job Corps, here's something that we've been doing with, here's a little flyer that Joe put together, and it describes what's happening with the rifle range improvements. The pictures that you see at the top here are pictures of us meeting out at the rifle range with the Job Corps students and their instructor. The instructor is the first guy is the guy gentleman in the first picture. That's Brian Fox. Brian was here at our council meeting last time. And so this shows kind of Brian and the rest of us that were there. Oh my goodness, there's a Ken picture in here too. But anyway, we have several. The mayor was there, I was there, Joe was there. She was busy taking pictures. You see Robert Gonzalez. So the point is there's a lot of interest in making this happen. And so this is just kind of a flyer to kind of talk about what's happening and just for council's sort of information. So if anybody would like a copy of this, please feel free to let me know. I've got a few copies extra. I'd take them home and frame them. I mean, that would really make Joe happy, so. So anyway, the other thing with Job Corps is they had a partners meeting last Friday at the CWC. So Joe and I attended that, and it was nice, well attended. Basically, it was the same presentation that we got here, but it was nice. Pepper Robin was there, who's a representative from the area, state representative from the area. She was there, and there were people representing the tribes that were there. There were people representing Pam Buline, Senator Brassel's office. She was there. So, I mean, Andrea, who presented to us, this was her meeting at the college, and she had a good group of people that were there. There were probably at least 30 people. So it was a nice meeting. Just let you know. So again, as the appointed representative to Job Corps, Joe and I went, because that is a partnership that I think is really essential for the town. This list that we keep talking about is projects they can do for us. The projects can either save us money or get projects done that have been sitting on the shelf that we haven't been able to get to. So, I mean, it may not save us money, but I'm thinking a lot of the equipment, a lot of the supplies, a lot of whatever has been purchased already, and it's just using that and putting that together. I'm thinking fencing or things like that. So they're a partnership that I think we really would like to nurture. And, again, we give these students that are their Job Corps students the opportunity to do some real hands-on public service types of works for their community, because this is their community now too. We did have there was an article that was in, Chris already has one of these, but there was an article that was in the Riverton Ranger online about CWC Justice.
I've seen it, yeah.
our police academy that's at the college now. And this talks about that, but the front picture that they put in the article was a picture of me at the class at the shooting range. This is one of my pistol classes, but it also talks about the police and our police, you know, in Shoshoni are sponsor helping to sponsor this. And so this is just some training that's being done. And it's a point is the word is getting out about what we're doing at the range. And so I think the more we talk about that, the more gooder it's going to be for for our project, but also for the town. So anyway, there's that. Did have a meeting with the BLM. So Mr. Mayor, you told me that John Barrasso had said, if you need help,
Yep.
let me know. So we were able to, actually, we just cold called and stopped at Senator Barrasso's office, you know, up by the hospital.
Right.
In the Moss Dental Building. And we were able to talk with Pam Bueling.
Yes.
This is her area, an assistant to Senator Barrasso. And so Pam made a call to the BLM and said, what's going on? And on Monday, we had a meeting. So that was Thursday. On Monday, we had a meeting.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. I'll just keep on them and see where that goes. At least now the senator's involved, and I think hopefully that can, you know, in fairness to the BLM, they are also quite, you know, with compared to what their workforce had been previously, they're understaffed now. And it's just more difficult to get things out the door. And we talked about so our lease that we want to turn into property for the town, that's 70 acres where the current rifle range is at. That project is ongoing, and they're still working. Like the next step in that is our environmental assessment, ESA, for that property. And so they're following up, and I'm supposed to be getting some information on that anytime now. And then the other part, we talked about the land that's not only our 70 acres, but in addition to the 70 acres, the like 4 sections around the a 2x2 basically square, trying to acquire that for the rifle range projects. Because as we start to talk about, you know, one trap range, one pistol range, one rifle range, wonderful, and they're used quite a bit. They're nice. But if we ever want to get into, you know, having trap tournaments or skeet tournaments, or having a shooting training facility for our high schoolers or 4-H or others, we need, frankly, we just need more facilities to do that. And the facilities can be for trap, skeet, shotgun, but also air pistol, air rifle.
Archery.
Archery is certainly on that list, and also long distance shooting and sporting clays and 5-stand. And there's a whole wonderful list of shooting projects that we can do, but we need more land to do it. And the land is there not only just to accommodate the range, but also the safety buffers that you need around that. So that is its own separate process. We cannot combine the two together. So there needs to be an application that's completed, and then that gets submitted, and that starts the process for that. But anyway, and I got a list of the timeframes that these things are supposed to happen. So I'll keep following up on that.
Sure. It's anything else?
Thanks for the work on the strategic plan. I think that's a great idea, great plan.
Yeah, the microphones, the IT guy is coming to figure out our system so he can put them in there and have there. So it's in the process. It's just getting it done. You microphones to the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's in the process. So he's been contacted and he's spec'd it out. He just has to order the stuff and then come install everything, because it has to work off these, because these are key to, goes into the Zoom, goes in the machine. It's not as simple as just putting a speaker back there and making these connect.
No, I understand.
So,
but you can use the same signal from this microphone to go to, Zoom, and also to, to the audience as well. If you have the right boxes to do that.
see, we have $12,000 in equipment down here and it doesn't do that.
Well, nobody brought that up last time.
So what's going to happen is that he's going to put a modifier on this that will take the signal directly from the mixer, and then it'll splice it out. And he has to do it a certain way, because we tried that before and it causes a feedback loop.
Right.
So this will do that, and he's got it spec'd out, and he's going to be getting installed hopefully in the next week or two.
Okay. Because there had been no movement, and that's what, I just thought something wasn't happening. And that's why we brought this up at the last meeting, and nobody said anything about this new project coming in. That's great. I mean, because they know our system and it's working, and I'm happy to tell Mr. Yusa that it's getting worked.
It just, like anything, it just takes time, but it's being done.
Okay.
Anything else?
No,
Okay, I would, couple things I'd like to, I was notified today that the past mayor of Hudson, Mike Anderson, passed away today. Well, I just wanted to, those that knew Mike, I don't know any of the particulars, but Mike Jones texted me this afternoon that Mike had passed away. So. Sort of, he was sort of a, when I first got elected mayor, he was the only standing mayor that was reelected. So the other 5 mayors, we were all new. So he sort of guided us when we first started, when we had there at FCAG, there was only one mayor that had any experience. But anyway, Mike was done a lot for Hudson. He was a good mayor, good guy. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. Like talk we had our races last weekend. That went really well. I defended my 70-mile-an-hour category and won that again with my pickup. 70 miles an hour or less. That was good. We had 4 motorcycles there, but that was for the first time we've had motorcycles there, and cars. It was awful hot. We quit running very near 12:30. Driver said that no, it was just getting really hot, but we still made a lot of passes. I think we had 23 cars. 1 car signed up in 2 divisions, so 24. But 23 cars, and well, cars and motorcycle combination. But it was hotter than heck. But everybody seemed to have a pretty no major accidents. Yes, please.
How come all them T-poles are down there?
Pardon?
All those fence posts were put in down there.
That's for what we put them for spectators. We do that every year.
Oh, I just noticed them this year. That's why I was
Yeah,
wondering. I
yeah.
went down by the cemetery. I was like, what is that?
Yeah, we do that every year, and we put ribbon across there for
Yeah, I've seen that.
spectators. Sort of, if you don't do that, they get right next to the road.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, that's what that's for. But anyway, but that went well. As good as we expected. Chris, you want to talk a little bit about, or you want to wait? You can do it later, but the 3-on-3 basketball tournament, we haven't had a meeting since then, have we?
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah.
We talked about, okay, I forgot. Oh, okay.
Jordan gave it up there on last.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure we didn't miss that. Had interesting meetings today. We're still got a deadline. We're working to meet for the cardiopulmonary project. And we had a very good meeting, 6 o'clock till 7 with the Wyoming Business Council. Marshall was part of that for a while and going over a whole bunch of issues. But things are coming together in a positive way. So I don't know anything. Am I forgetting, Jordan? Jake? I know Jordan's not here. I'm probably sure there is, but I'm kind of tired. I get a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a
I'd
motion to
like.
adjourn.
second.
Whoa, been moved by Councilwoman Harkey, second by Councilman Nordine, beat out Councilman Stetler by a 9-0 second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor to adjourn this meeting, the Shoshoni Town Council, say aye. Aye, opposed, same. Adjourned 8:33 PM. 43.